Well, from the DB perspective, how is spring ball gone? What are you seeing out of your guys?
You know, spring ball is going good. They really been progressing here the last 2 weeks since we came back from spring break. I've been pleased with the effort. You know, we're changing up some things, just technique-wise and the way we're playing some things. So it was adjustment for them early, but now they're starting to play faster, and they're doing a great job of competing. So I've been really encouraged over the last 2 weeks.
Pass coverage was obviously an issue last year. You know, what are you guys looking at ways to try to improve that this year?
You know, just tweaking some things. You know, getting those kids to really buy into their technique, to trust what we're teaching them. You know, and then again, go out there and play with confidence. You know, it's a position here in our defense where, you know, we're going to set the tone in a lot of things that we do. Coach Yates, being the former defensive backs coach here, now being the defensive coordinator, really helps. You know, he's been able to bring some expertise to really help those guys. So I'm looking forward to him just finishing out this week and getting training in the summer and coming back for fall.
You've got a lot of players back. Where have you seen the guys improve, and how is what they brought to the table to start with help them?
You know, I think we have a really athletic group. I think we're pretty deep and we're talented. And so, you know, the main thing for me is it's a lot of competition going on at a lot of different spots, and those kids know that. The depth chart have changed weekly, and I think those kids are seeing if they come out and execute and make plays and you know, are sounding their technique, they'll have a chance to go out there and play.
Who do you have at the corner top spots right now?
Well, it changes. It changes practice to practice. We grade them all. So really, you know, we've had about 4 different guys run with the ones at corner. And so, you know, those kids are battling, and, you know, we'll see how it plays out here going into fall.
When you envision, you know, when you get down to it, I mean, are a lot of guys going to play? I mean, is it going to be a scenario where a lot of guys see time one way or another on the field, or do you envision it being 2 kind of guys at the corner?
You know, it really just depends. If 2 guys separate themselves from the rest of the group, it'll be 2 guys. If it's a jam-packed group, you know, it'll be a jam-packed group. We'll have certain situations where we'll go to more cover guys being in there. So, you know, right now in the room we have the corners, the safeties, and the nickel. And so it's usually 5 guys in our room on the field for the most part, and then we'll have some sets where it's 6 or 7. So it really just depends on what Coach Yates is wanting to call and the teams we're playing against.
How are you breaking down? So what are your 5 positions?
The corners, the safeties, and the nickel.
But I mean, are you going field and boundary, strong and weak? What
yeah,
are you guys doing?
You know, we've gone field and boundary. You know, obviously, when the offenses get going fast, those kids, they'll play right and left. And so we'll mix it up. You know, we'll keep the offensive guessing. You know, the previous place I played field boundary, and then we would change it game to game just so the offense couldn't get a beat on it. So, you know, we'll move them around, we'll adjust it, and we'll make sure those kids are in positions to make plays.
Are the safeties free and strong, or do they go field and boundary as well? Or
field and boundary
okay.
So far, but again, you know, the way we're playing and having 5 guys in the room, there's a lot of different ways you can do things, and so we're tweaking some things and we're giving the offense some different looks, and you know, those kids are really picking it up. It's a smart group, and so they're able to grasp concepts and grasp things we're trying to tell them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who else playing nickel?
Corey Bell, Mercy Masson has played nickel also, and then Deonze Blue also.
What have you seen out of Dylan? And I know he came in with such hype, and being here for spring practice obviously gives him a leg up. But what have you seen out of him, and how have you been pleased with what you have seen?
You know, number one is he's a great kid. You know, to be that highly recruited, to have that many people calling you all the time, he's really humble. You know, he's in the office all the time. He doesn't ask for anything. He works hard, and so I've been really encouraged with that. And you know, the one thing about him being a young guy is he studies a lot of film, and so he's in usually when I'm leaving, or he'll come in throughout the office. So I've been really pleased with him. You know, for him, he just has to keep working, which he is. He's doing a great job of fitting in with his teammates. They all love him, and so I've been really pleased with him.
Is that a position where you can play as a young guy?
Yeah, it is a position where you can play. You know, I feel like anybody can play at any time. You know, the one thing that they really have to be able to do is play fast, and they got to be able to process information in a hurry. And so he's doing a good job with that. It's coming along. You know, it's hard when I look at him and realize he's only 17 years old, and so he should really be at high school going to his prime, but he's here working out with us and doing everything we ask him to do.
That safety of Jeremy and Darian, you know, kind of held on to those spots from what they've done in the past. Are they still showing up as your top guys there?
Yeah, they're still showing up. And then you got Dylan Lukehart and Dylan Sumner Gardner are running with the twos right now, and they're pushing those guys. And so, you know, they know, just like everybody in the room knows, the best guys will play. And so everybody's competing. They're doing a good job of pushing them. But, you know, Darian and Jeremy, you know, they bring some things to the table in terms of leadership. You know, they've been through a lot of things. They played a lot of football, so I lean on those guys also.
We saw Dante Dion, he kind of started the whole year last year, and Brian started some, then kind of lost his spot later in the season. How do you look at that kind of second corner? You mentioned the competition there. How do you look at with Cleishon and Moxie and some of those guys, and how much their opportunity here?
You know, they know that they have the same opportunity as everybody else, and so that's the thing that I've been encouraged with is those kids are competing. You know, you have guys that are moving from third team all the way to first team, and you got guys that are chipping away week by week, and so it's definitely open competition, and those kids are going out there competing. Mercy's also playing corner, so he's a guy that's doing a couple different things for us because he's so versatile with his body size and things like that. He's able to do a couple different things. So those kids are competing, and we'll see how it all shakes out.
Do you think the defense as a whole has more depth than a lot of defenses have had? You've named a lot of kids that you think could play some. The linebackers seem like they've got a lot of guys too.
You know, I do think we have some depth. I think, you know, for us, we have kids who've played when they were young, and now they're starting to mature a little bit. And so I've been pleased. You know, I think we got some kids that'll be able to make some plays here come the fall, and it's really exciting. You know, Coach Avalos has a good group. Coach Caldwell has a good group. And so, you know, we've been really pleased, and Coach Yates is doing a great job putting those kids in positions to succeed, which I think is the main thing.
I know there were some questions about Corey Bell's ability to make that move to the nickel spot. It seems like he's answered those, at least early here in spring.
I've been really pleased with Corey. You know, he's, number one, he's a great kid. Number two, he's very, very smart. And so he's being trained as a DB now, which was different for him, but he's answered the bell. And so he's been a surprise, you know, to me being gone, coming back, and just seeing how much he's changed in the last 2 years. And, you know, he can definitely handle it.
Obviously a couple practices left still, but do you feel like you accomplished what you wanted to from the corner's perspective in spring ball?
Not yet. Not yet. I think we still have 3 more practices, and I think that's important that we got to go out and we got to continue to push. You know, we're not there yet in any means. We have the potential to get there, and so I think in these last 3 practices we really just got to close ground. We got to hone in on our techniques and really just get dialed in going into the summertime.
Who's impressed you at corner?
Dante Dion has been impressive. Moxie has been impressive. Brian Douglas has done a great job. Chaz Anderson, you know, so it's really not a corner that I don't think has the tools to be able to play here that we have. And so I've been really impressed with all of them, to be honest. Cleishon Page, I mean, he goes out in the last scrimmage. He has a pick for a touchdown. He has 3 pass breakups. So I've been really encouraged by the whole group. I'm looking forward to it.
Chancellor James is a guy that I know last year looked like he was going to be a real big special teams player. He got hurt. I'm not sure he can really do a lot out there, but what kind of role do you envision for him?
You know, we haven't seen him do anything yet. He's still rehabbing. So he's a big body guy that's athletic and that's physical. I remember that when we recruited him out of high school. So for him, he knows he has to, you know, just continue to rehab, get that leg as 100% as he can, you know, and get ready to roll in the summertime, and then we'll see what he can do in fall.